Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sales Summit. I'm so excited to have everybody here and back with us again. And we're going to be talking today about how we're doing with our offers. We only have this class and one more left, but fortunately, we've all voted to have our Sales Summit in February, which gives us plenty of time to prepare. And so what I want to do today is check in with each of you and see how you're doing with your offers. I know you've been working with Cynthia really hard to try and get your compelling offers up and running, and my Compel Don't Sell class is going to begin on October 20th, so I'm really excited about that for all of you, which will really help your free call option and also your sales summit. So you'll have plenty of time to plug in that important information before we actually go live with your offers. Okay, so I'm so excited about these $97 offers because I know they're going to make such a difference in your life. It's going to change everything for you. And just because we're doing it with the Sales Summit doesn't mean that you can't release it anytime you like. And also, you could even do press releases about your product. You could do so many different things. And I'm finding that out myself, that now I have a press release 4 times a month coming out on the different things that we're doing. We have the fashion show, we have this, we have new celebrity guest expert classes starting all the time. So it's really, really exciting to learn how to interact with our offers on Facebook and really make an impact. And I hope that all of you are really working with your numbers on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, and Twitter. We will be looking at those again in another 2 weeks, I think. So I hope you all got your numbers in to Bonnie. That would be really wonderful. So let's talk about those $97 offers. And I'm going to call on each one of you and see how you're doing with it, what your thoughts are, how you want to open it, because you'll be interviewing with me on Google Hangout. And we need to all make sure that we have our internet provider has got us up to the highest level. Now I know that we can go to about 150, but that won't, just because they tell you it's 150 doesn't mean it's always going to be 150. I check mine at different points of the day just so I can get a handle on what's going on. And, you know, I pay for the top, and sometimes I only have 50 megabytes per second. So that's Mbps. And they'll say, oh, no, that's not a problem. Well, I've had them come out 3 times now to find out why it's not where it's supposed to be at all times. But now I'm realizing it's like I said before, I think it just depends on how many people are using the internet at any given time. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I should say I'm your host, Shirlene Reeves, and let's introduce everybody that's on the call today to give you massive visibility. So if we could, Cynthia, let's start with you.
Hi, Shirlene. I'm so happy to be here. I'm Cynthia Stodd. I'm an international speaker mentor, best-selling author, and the creator of thespeakersummit.com. And I really focus on helping entrepreneurs that are creating their purpose work to bring it out into the world, to really tap into their deepest message of their heart and soul, create their sales packages around that, and then share it on Facebook in ways that helps Facebook not be able to hide your posts.
And Cynthia is our major offers guru, and you never know what she's going to come up with from one minute to the next. She keeps me very busy. Okay, so now we will move to Dot Claire. Dot, welcome to the show. Share with us what it is that you are doing for our audience.
Well, hi, Shirlene. It's so great to be here today. You know, I call myself a change agent. You know, I have medicine solutions for changing. So I support women in transition to manifest joy and harmony. You know, sometimes clients that I've worked with get stuck in the heartbreak or pain of divorce, career changes, or death of a loved one, with overwhelming feelings of fear and emptiness, and I certainly have been there myself. Well, what if you could change, accept what is, move forward, and weave a story of peace and harmony? As an intuitive healer, nurse, and shaman for the last 25 years, I use a 3-step process that guides women through disappointments to joyful living. Get my free ebook, Navigating Change Challenges with Ease. And it's so great to be here, and I really am open to hearing what we're going to hear.
Good, and I'm open to hearing what you're going to share also. Thank you, Dot. Awesome job. And Iris.
Well, hi, Charlene. It's wonderful to be here today.
On this nice, warm, and yummy day.
Well, you know, it's nice to feel that warm kind of tropical feeling of summer. Some of the Bay Area, sometimes we don't have that, so it's nice to feel that.
Mm-hmm. So share with us, Iris, what it is you're doing with your clients.
Well, Charlene, I love supporting women over 40 to fully embrace their joy, because their joy is the path to power. And so I have a system that I have developed from my 39 years of working with hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of clients over a long time, to really fully step into their magnificence, to own the gifts they already possess, and to be able to really activate their dreams. And what I love to say to my women over 40 is, it is your time, because you are in your prime.
And Iris, I think you should add, and it's your time to shine.
It is. That's true.
Shine in your prime.
Shine in your prime. That has a good ring to it, doesn't it? Shine in your prime.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Iris. And Mary, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Charlene. I am happy to be here.
So share with us what you're doing, Mary.
So I am really excited to be able to support women to embody their message, to know what their story is, and that they have something unique to share with the world, that their personal story has universal impact. I use my 35 years as a journalist to help them capture their story, go deeper, and to unleash what it is that they want to share with the world.
Awesome. That's beautiful. I love that message, Mary. Good job. And as I said, welcome back. And Sumaya.
Hi.
I want to say something about you first, Sumaya. Sumaya is so wonderful because she comes on and she helps everybody get set up. And she checks our lighting and she checks our makeup, and she's just an awesome guru when it comes to leadership in these Google Hangouts. And I want to thank you for that, Sumaya. You're just doing an awesome job.
You're welcome. It's fun for me to do this.
And you're the one who never thought it would be, right?
That's true.
That's true. Wow. So share with us what you do, Sumaya.
I'm a soul alchemist, and I work with leaders and speakers that have a divine message. It's a calling that comes from deep within that they just can't say no to. And I have a program for them that's based on 30 years of experience as a spiritual teacher and healer, and it nourishes and supports those essential 3 pillars: divine protection, divine abundance, and divine strength and power. That guides them deep into their souls for confidence that's truly unshakable.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Sumaya. And she has some amazing meditations that I just want to address with the viewers, because you are really going to want to connect with Sumaya. They're just absolutely beautiful. And they've helped me a great deal. So if you get a chance to listen to Sumaya's meditations, believe me, it will change the way you live your life. Well, thank you, Sumaya.
Thank you.
So today's kind of a fun day. We aren't going to do anything really brain intensive because I know you've all been working on your offers already. So who would like to start sharing their offers? I'm going to call on each one of you, so you can either get it over with right away or you can wait till the end and be last. It's up to you. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay, good for you.
I'm pretty clear about my $4.97 offer, and I'd like to start with that one first, and then move into the 97. Is that okay?
Perfect. That's what we want you to do.
Okay. So in my $4.97 offer, I'll be offering the 3 guided self-healings that you were referring to that put you in touch with divine divine abundance, divine protection, and divine strength and power. And then I'm packaging that with 2 recorded calls where I'll be teaching how to connect more deeply to divine love, what that does for you, and how that helps you in your business and in your life. And the second recorded call will be about divine forgiveness and how to connect with that, what it really means. And I'll be taking people into processes and giving them some teachings. And I think that's it. I think that there's a third part that I've just forgotten, but that's what I have so far for the package, those 5 things.
And so what is your carve out going to be? How are you going to do that $97 package? It sounds like you're very clear on the $4.97.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the carve-outs will be the divine abundance healing. And I have forgotten, I've been working with Cynthia on this, and I've forgotten what I decided to add to it. So I'm racking my brain. It's going to be a very rich package and very exciting, but I don't have access to my notes, so I don't remember. Yeah.
So do you have your notes in your area? Do you have your notes in your area?
No, I didn't know we were going to talk about this. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No worries. This was supposed to be our last class, but because we missed last week, we're going to do this week and next week. And both of them are based around the Sales Summit and how we're going to move forward with our offers. So just kind of keep that in mind, because I want the viewers to see how you're moving along. They've been watching you all along, right from the very beginning when you knew nothing about Google Hangout. And now they are watching you evolve into the Sales Summit because, Sumaya, you're on level 3. So now this is the time when we really need to start making an income. So that's what these packages are all about. Okay?
Well, I do have my new free offer on my website now. And that is it's the Divine Light Meditation Kit, and it includes a deep relaxation meditation where I chant the 99 divine qualities of God. And people get, with that, they get a little instruction guide about what this all means, and then they get a really beautiful little poster that has the English and the ancient Arabic that I'm using. So that's part of my new kit, and it's up on my website now.
Sounds beautiful. So now that you brought that up, what is the address for your website for those who are watching?
It's souldeepconfidence.com.
Awesome. Awesome. It sounds beautiful. And is that something different than the other 3 that you are doing?
You mean my free offers?
7?
Yes, it's something totally different. Well, it's very much related. This free offer will be a good introduction to my work and the kind of healings that people will experience, and I think it will arouse some interest in getting the $97 package, which includes one of those healings that has some of those parts in it. So that's the plan.
That meditation, Sumaya, that you're offering for free, how long is that meditation?
The Divine Abundance meditation, all of those are about 30 minutes, so they don't take so long, and anybody can do those at any time.
some people can't get past 5 minutes, right?
I know, but I guide them in so that they don't have to do anything. They just listen to the sound of my voice, and I guide them in to a deeper space, and then I do some chanting and sing some prayers. So it's very easy for people to just kind of relax and let it all happen.
Okay, wonderful. So now you know, viewers, that you can go and get that on Sumaya's website and get a taste of what it is that she does. And that's what all of us are really considering very, very important, is giving you a taste. A taste is so important to support whether your client is going to be happy with you or not. And what I've found is some people don't do meditations very well. It's hard to stay with it. It's hard to follow it. And I like to listen to it before I go to sleep. And I just wanted to say that if you wanted to try Sumaya's, then you can go get the free one, which is really awesome. And then you, like me, will become addicted to her voice. Like that. Thank you for that, Sumaya. Next week, I'd like you to come back and have it a little bit more well-defined for us, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Who'd like to go next? Oh, I'm going to call on you. All right, Iris, you're up next.
I thought I would be.
You must be reading my mind.
I think I am.
So, Iris, share with us, you know, one of the things that Cynthia teaches us is to get our whole program down, our $497 program down, and then to carve out a piece of that. So tell us about your $497 and then what you feel is what you're going to carve out.
Okay, I'd be glad to. And as Sumaya is saying, it is evolving. And so where I am right now is looking at 6 modules that will explore different aspects of joy. And it starts out with looking at the value of joy in our everyday lives, because so many of us have stories around, I mean, we want joy, and everybody thinks, oh, I want to be happy and feel good. But what I've discovered over time, Charlene, is what happens is people get caught up in the stories that I have to climb my mountain and then I can be in my joy, or I have to, am I deserving, am I good enough to really experience joy? So we look at all the aspects of joy. What would bring you joy? What would you do every day? Even a little tiny thing like getting a 1-stem flower and putting a little bud vase and just celebrating the beauty of that. Or what particular thing would that be for you? And then we look at how to really own being royalty. And what I mean by that, and as you know, I do have a title.
And it's on the lower third.
And I have a title, but I also think everybody else has their own expression of royalty. What I mean by that is stepping into your own sovereignty, feeling that you have mastery and power in your life. And so we look at all the aspects of treating yourself well and really claiming your special, unique way of being who you are. And then we look at all the different aspects of the stories, because there are a lot of stories that we will incorporate over time that just a matter of being socialized from our family, even from other women sometime. You know, some women over 40 will have other women say to them, oh, well, you know, you have to get a facelift, or you have to do something to feel good about yourselves. Mm-hmm. And so we have to sort through all of that in a compassionate, loving way, and to look at what we want to keep, because we have some stories that are wonderful and that really empower us, and we want to keep those. But there's some that we might want to shift or really move aside from those. So we look at all of that, and then there is a session on not only conceptualizing it, but what do you do differently in your life? And so we are all going to create a personal morning ritual of joy. And looking at that, and what do you do with that? So there's lots of stages of exploring, expressing, and fully sharing your joy every day. So that's the main heart of my program.
So you said you have 6, so say 6 pillars in your one program?
I do, and they are going to be an online group program that will be exploring all of these particular modules. And we will also have some modules where we will be able to talk to each other and connect with each other and look at what are these stories and what are these particular activities that we want to change and shift. So there's the part of it where we're looking at the concepts and the tutorial part, but then there's a part where it's interactive and juicy, where we get to really, really share our hearts with each other. Because how I feel about it, Charlene, is that joy and love are dance partners, and they flow, their energies flow together. So we're going to enhance that with each other.
Now, are you going to do the interactive part on Google Hangout?
You know, I must say, after I had all the experience with Google Hangouts, it's a really good option. It's a way we can really be connected to each other. Now, the only thing about that at the moment, I think, tell me, Charlene, if I'm not right, I think I can only have 8 to 10. Is that the total amount of people we're on at the same time?
Well, you always have to count yourself, and then you can have 9 others, but you can have millions watching. So if you sold lots and lots of packages, which is what the plan is, then you can have them pay a little extra to be on the hot seat coaching, or you can just select specific ones that you have coached in that week, and then it just depends on what you want to do. We're not doing one-on-one. So what you would want to do is have those other 9 there, and then you can have millions watching at any given time.
That's a very intriguing idea to explore, Charlene. Thank you for that suggestion. I'm gonna really think about how that interfaces with my program, but I can see how that would give a lot of value. So that's a good idea.
And not only that, it goes on Google Hangout, as you know, and then you can send the link to anybody you want to hear it.
Huh. This is sounding better all the time, so I'm gonna look into this, Charlene. Thank you.
This way I say people can stay at home and do their business from home if they use Google Hangout. It's still visible.
Well, that's one of the many beauties of doing these Hangouts, is that you have that flexibility of not having to, go to so many network meetings, and we can really connect to our people and still be at home, and they can connect to and so they don't have that limitation of being face-to-face. There's a value of being face-to-face, but there's also a big value when you can have more and more interaction from people besides the Bay Area, people all over the world.
Yes.
That's a stunning thing that's available to us now. I'm thrilled about that.
Exactly. Well, thanks very much, Iris. Next week, I'm going to ask you about your $97 package. I want to know what you carved out for that, okay?
Okay. Great.
And so now I'm going to save you for last, Cynthia. I'm going to move to Dot.
Well, Charlene, I'm still in the process.
We all are.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
So the $497 package that I'm looking at is I have 9 pillars, which I call the foundation for shifting life challenges into joy, or into blessings, I guess I call it. And the women that I'd be working with are dealing with, you know, losses and disappointments. And sometimes we get stuck in those. And I'm going to combine a number of those 9 steps together in like an information evening, and then I'm going to also add to it meditations, guided meditations, and practices that they would begin to do on a regular basis, so that they could create a shift. And since one of mine is create a haven that loves and supports you, you know, that one I'm going to spend a little bit more time on. So then I have the 3 that are going to be more time-consuming to really look at, but I think that those main 3 ones will end up being another program because they go into such depth to really make any of them a practice in your everyday life. And since we're looking at change and we're looking at shifting those things that the heartbreaks in our life, we're looking at shifting them, we're having to learn how to accept them. So I'm not sure how I'm going to add in the 3 steps that I call clear, create, and celebrate, how we're going to take those, and they have to be applied to every single one of my 9 pillars. And so looking at it from that perspective too. So I still see it as about 6 calls and one maybe lab, or maybe even 2 lab calls, in which people can call in and ask questions. I mean, that they can be on the call and we can process some of the questions they're having about making shifts or changes, or how I might be able to guide them through a ceremony, that we could talk about a particular challenge that they're having, that they're wanting to shift, and that we could come up with a small ceremony that they could practice in their own home. So that's, I'm hoping I'm listening to what I'm having to say, because this is all coming from the top of my head right at the moment.
Nice.
So the 97 carve out, I see it as three calls. 2, one of them would be more information that could be, well, let's see, the breadcrumb one. The breadcrumb is kind of leading them into, maybe I would only deal with 3 of the steps on the 97 one, and not in any depth. That I would go into them in more depth in the 497.
Perfect.
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's more about helping people to accept what is. I have that gift of mothering and appreciating who somebody is, and to help them come to terms with who they are, what they've done in their life, and, you know, the choices that they've made, so that they can begin to move on, and that gives them the power to change and to see possibilities.
You help them live with the choices they've made, or you help them see them differently? How do you, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's both, because it starts out with learning to live with the choices that they make, and then be able to begin to see a new story, that maybe those choices had some power in who they are today, as they come forth and change, so that they can live in joy, so that they can know what joy is. You know, I call it tears to joy. You know,
so
that
you and the Empress Iris are kind of on the same page, but from a different perspective. Is that right?
I would say that, yes. I think we're very much on the same page, because, you know, what I've been doing with people is giving them practices for self-care, you know, how to love themselves. How do you love yourself? Because if you don't love yourself and all the choices that you've made in life, whether you've understood them as choices or not, you really can't move forward.
Good point.
You know, and so, yeah.
Such a good point. Good job. Really good job. So, Mary, I'm going to ask you, but I know you've been out of town, and if you want, we can start with you next week. What would you prefer?
No, I'm going to go for it.
Good girl. Go ahead.
Because I have a signature system that is 5 steps. So it's Unleash Your STORY. And it's all about getting to what is your message, because your story is your message. And helping, whether it's a personal story that needs to get out into the world, or it's a professional that is going to help your business. It's creating the content that all revolves around you. So there's the 5 modules with worksheets and 2 labs so that they can ask questions. And the carve-out is the YOU, the last segment, which doesn't necessarily have to be last, because that's part of the layers that we'll go through every week. But the U will concentrate on your brilliant bio, so that the message that you convey is the thread that goes through everything that you put on social media. It's on your Facebook page, it's on your website, your bio. Every time they say, well, who are you and what do you do, you'll have that down. So that's the carve-out.
So, Mary, when you do your $4.97 package, what is the end result of what they're going to get with your package?
The end result is that they will have confidence and clarity about who they are and what they offer, and also who they're talking to. They will know that they have the key words that are going to resonate with who needs to hear them.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So you've been doing a lot of thinking while you were gone.
I was thinking, yeah. And my free gift starts them on that. When they go to yourwritingmentor.com and sign up for my newsletter and my writing tips, I get the reluctant writer unleashing their voice.
Wonderful. So are you going to do anything on Google Hangout?
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts about how you want to utilize it?
I think I will offer one of the labs on Google Hangout.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, that's wonderful. Because, you know, we can do our calls. We can do calls, but we only get exposure to the calls of the people that are on, and then we can always send it out on Facebook or something like that, but it, you know, the visibility thing is so big. It's such a big thing. And so I encourage all of you to do some part of your program on Google Hangout, just like I do. Because look at, we're face-to-face all the time. And I think that face-to-face is so important, because then we get to know each other better. We get so we can recognize each other outside of the Google Hangout. And also, like I was saying earlier to Iris, there's millions of people that can watch your Google Hangout on Google+. So it gives you so much more marketing and so much more impact if you can find a way to work Google Hangout into your classes. And then you develop a camaraderie in your group. And that's really what you want. You want your community to all know each other and support each other. Right? Would you agree?
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary. And Cynthia, you are last but certainly not least. You've been our offers coach, and that's why I wanted to save you to last, because you've been supporting all of us in so many ways at pulling this together, because it's definitely not, as you would say, in my bailiwick. So I'm very grateful to have you as a part of the team to support everybody and make an awesome impact in the summit. So share with us what you're doing, Cynthia.
Great. Thank you, Charlene. It's been my pleasure, and I'm just so excited about this new class. And I created this new class primarily for those people that are in the Sales Summit, so that you could get your great $97 offer out there. But what happened is this whole system And it's been evolving for over 3 years, actually. And I'm now finally sharing some Facebook secrets that I've really haven't shared for 3 years on how I've been able to circumvent the algorithms and changes where Facebook gets to hide your posts, and you only get 3 or 10 people to see your posts. And it's just been great for that. So it's called Deepen Your Reach, and it's about creating your compelling offers and then sharing them on Facebook. And so they really lie together. I try to do 2 different programs, but I just couldn't launch them because they seem so integrated. And when I finally went, oh, they are one program, because how you create your offers to be shared with massive visibility, as you would say, with Facebook and Google Hangouts, it has to be different. It has to be not one-on-one, number one, and it has to be in ways that you're connecting with people deeply, but you're able to clone yourself, and it's taped and it's recorded so people can connect with you across the world while you're sleeping.
So just for the viewers' edification, Cynthia, they don't know much about what you're doing with Facebook, and I want you to be clear that you're not educating people on how to work Facebook, or that's somebody else's group. So would you just kind of define for our audience what part of Facebook you are working on with people?
Well, it's primarily how to market, but market in a way that is very personal and about personal invitations on Facebook, but where you can invite literally hundreds of people in a couple of clicks. And it's all around creating Facebook events and how to invite people personally. And just as an example, the other night I created a Facebook event with Iris, who's going to be on my Facebook call. And I did it at 3 o'clock in the morning, actually. And within 5 minutes, someone who wasn't even personally invited, he's one of my friends and followers, lives halfway across the world, so it was his afternoon, and he signed up within 5 minutes, even though he wasn't personally invited, using these techniques. And when I looked back, that same post was only viewed by 3 people. But actually that wasn't true, because the event was viewed by hundreds.
Oh, nice.
I didn't have to pay for the ad. Right. So great way to boost your post, get out there, get people to see you and feel you, because your invitation pops up with your little Facebook picture, and you're like, hi, come to my event, and they get really up close and personal with you. And this is how I've actually created an in-person following wherever I go, whether it's Las Vegas or to an audition, and people recognize me and know me and feel like they're my personal friend, even though I don't know who they are. Because they know me on Facebook.
We're all getting that now. We're all experiencing that.
And then creating that compelling offer that feels compelling to you too. You know, like Sumaya was talking about her offer and how that she's really pulling out her best work and sharing that. And that's really it's about. It's about making it compelling to you so you're motivated to do it. And then when you're really tapped into your heart and soul and serving from that place, the people that are meant to be served by you, they feel it and they come out of the woodwork.
Wow, I love that, Cynthia. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And I just want to say that I've been in, I think, just about all of Cynthia's classes, and I'm learning so much, and it's really very, very supportive. And then when I put my Compel Don't Sell techniques with it, it makes a huge difference. And so, like Cynthia likes to say, we're kind of bookends, because you can do an offer, but if you don't really work with your clients' needs and put something in for all different types of clients, because I talk about the 4 different needs that our 2 types of people want. And if we don't know what those things are, then we totally miss the boat. So Cynthia and I are working together to try and make that happen for everybody. And it's going to be fun to see how we do on this sales summit. I'm very excited about this sales summit. And I think that over the course of the month, which is what it's going to be for all of us, I think it's going to make a huge difference. And we're going to do a lot of networking, social networking, marketing kinds of things also at the same time. And then, of course, people are watching us do this, so they know it's coming. And as I said, it will be coming in February, so that's going to be really exciting for all of us. And we're running a little late, and I apologize for that. And I just want to say thank you for all your participation, ladies. You were really, really wonderful. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the Hangout. And we'll do even more. I want you to go in depth more so into your $97 program so that we can really get a taste, and maybe we can even give you some feedback on it. So for today, I just want to say thank you for being here with us. My viewers, I always love it when you're watching what we do so that you can learn with us too. So maximize your wealth in business, finance, family, and lifestyle all week long. See you next week.